Hello my viewers and subscribers. Today I will be doing a tutorial on this little handbag. As you can see, I use acrylic yarn and I'll show you the brand of the yarn. This is it. It's Crafter Square and it's 100% acrylic. I use this color for this part of the bag. I use this color for this part, and I use this color for this part. Okay, so we're gonna get started. I'm just gonna, let me not finish. Okay, so I will be using my favorite scissors as I go to cut my yarn as I change my colors, and I will be using this crochet needle. It's a 3.0 millimeter crochet needle. I bought it at Walmart quite a few years ago, well, many years ago, decades ago. And I will be using this hook. It's a marker to mark where I have a specific stitch, okay? So I can know where I started, just so I could keep track, especially when you're working with chains, okay? Now, I'm just gonna set up my camera. The yarns that I showed you, these yarns, I bought at a local dollar store, but I'm sure you'll be able to get similar colors at dollar stores. I know for a fact that this is at Dollar Tree. So if you live where there's a Dollar Tree, you can go ahead and find this type of yarn. Hopefully they still have this type of brand. Okay, so let's get started. I'm just gonna set up my camera. Okay, so we're gonna get started. The first thing I'm gonna start with is the burgundy, and I'm gonna make 8 chains. Okay, so I made 8 chains, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna join my chain with a slip stitch, and I'm gonna make 1, 2, 3 chains, and I'm gonna make in total 5 double crochets in the ring. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do one more, so in total you need 5. You're gonna put your needle in your first stitch here, and you're gonna put your hook through here, and you're gonna pull it from the back. You're gonna make 1, 2 chains. You're gonna go back in the ring. You're gonna make another 5 double crochets. Okay, so you have 5. You're gonna take your needle out. You're gonna go through your hook, and you're gonna make 2 chains. You're gonna go back in your ring again, and you're gonna make 5 chains in total. Okay, you're gonna pull your needle out, push it in your first double crochet, push your needle through your loop, and your, oops, let's try this again. Push your needle through your loop, and you're gonna pull it through. Okay, my needle does not want to do its job. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna make 2 chains, go back in our ring, and in total we're gonna make 5 double crochets, and we're gonna do this 8 times, okay? Because what you want is a perfect square. And to do so, you need 8 flower buds. Okay, so what I do is I hold this and I push it this way, so I'll have room to work with, as you can see. I'm gonna go back in my ring and I'm gonna do 5 more double crochets. One moment, let me just get some yarn. Okay, take my needle out, push it in my first double crochet, push my needle through my loop and pull it through, and 1, 2 chains, go back again inside the ring, and we're gonna make 5 double crochets again. As you can see, this is quite repetitive, and if you're a beginner, this is gonna be so easy for you to crochet. It is quite easy to do this. Okay, you're gonna love this project. Okay, so we have 2, 4, 6, 7. We need one more. Okay, pull our needle out, push our needle through our first double crochet and then through our loop stitch and pull it through, and 1, 2 chains, and we're gonna go in the back here. As you can see, we're gonna go in the back here and we're gonna push our needle through, pull it through, fasten off, and we're gonna cut our yarn. The next color we're gonna work with is our green. Okay, so I'm just gonna hide the yarn that's sticking out because you want to make sure your work is neat. No one should be able to tell where you start and where you end when you crochet. Okay, it should be so neat. Sometimes I crochet and I need to undo it and I can't figure out where did I start or where did I end. Sometimes it can be quite difficult. Okay, so now we're gonna do our leaves. Okay, this is what I call leaves. So we're gonna make 1, 2, 3 chains. We're gonna go in the first 2 chain stitch. As you can see, remember we did 2 chain stitch. This is where you're gonna put your leaves. And in total, we're doing 4 double crochets and 2 chains. Go back in, and you're gonna keep your yarn on your needle, and you're just putting your double crochets onto your needle. Then you pull everything through, and then 1, 2 chains, and we're gonna go in the same stitch here, and we're gonna make in total 4 double crochets. We're gonna pull our yarn through, 1, 2 chains, go in our next 2 chain stitch, and we're gonna make 3 double crochets. Sorry, my needle just went the wrong way. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, and then 2 chains, and we're gonna go into our next 2 chain stitch, and we're gonna make 4 half double crochets. Keep your yarn on your needle, pull the whole thing through, and then 2 chains, and then back in the same 2 chain stitch, and you're doing 4 half double crochets. Keep them on the hook, pull the whole thing through together, and then 1, 2 chains. I'm gonna stop So this is what you have. Okay, so you have one set of half double crochet, you have two half double crochets, two sets of half double crochets in one chain stitch, one set of half double crochets, a total of 4, and then you have two set of half double crochets in another stitch. So it's 2 1 2 1 2 1 and so forth. Okay, so that's how you're going to be crocheting it. We're going to keep going. As you can see, it is quite repetitive, and that's the thing with crochet. Sometimes it can be quite repetitive, and it makes your life easier that way. Okay, oops. Okay, let's do this again. Okay, so we have 4. We're going to pull the whole thing through. 1 2. Okay, and then we're going to go back in the same stitch, as you can see, and in total we're making 4 half double crochets, and this is a pattern. So we have 2 1 2, and the next one we're going to do is 1 set. Okay, so we have a set of 2, and we have 1 and another set of 2, and so forth. Okay, we're going to go in here and the next 2 chain stitch, and we're doing 4 half double crochets. We're keeping our half double crochets on the needle, and we're going to pull the whole thing through, and then we're going to go 1 2. Okay, and we're going to go back in the same chain stitch, and we're going to make in total 4 half double crochets, and we're keeping everything on the hook. Okay, we're going to pull the whole thing through, and then we're going to go 1 2 chains, and we're going to go here in the very first stitch, and we're going to pull our yarn through. We're going to cut our yarn, and we're going to pull the yarn right through the needle, and we're going to tighten it. Okay, keep in mind you can always make your work neater when you're completely finished. You want to hide all the yarn that's sticking out, because if it's sticking out, it's going to look very rough and awful. So you just want to hide the yarn, and we can do that after. Okay, so now we're going to start with our other color, which is this color, and we're going to make 3 chains in here. Okay, and what I like to do is I like to keep the yarn like this, and I'm going to make 1 2 3. See, as you can see, it's very neat. You want to try and tuck the yarn in, and then I'm gonna stop for a minute. So I already did these ones. Okay, and I'm gonna join them just so I could have this part. Okay, so it will look like this when I join them. So you're gonna learn how to join today. You're gonna learn how to join this motif, but first let's do the motif so you can see. So we're gonna make 1 2 chains, and then we're gonna I'm joining the motif, so I'm just gonna make 1 chain. Okay, and then we're gonna go in this motif here, see, in this part. So as you can see, we have the edges here. I'm going in this edge, and I made 1 chain, and then I'm gonna go 1 chain again, and I'm gonna go back in the same space with the 2 set of double crochets, and I'm gonna make 2 half double crochets. I'm gonna make 1 2 chains, and I'm gonna push my needle through here, pull it through, 1, 2 chains. I'm gonna go in this stitch, as you can see on this side, and I'm gonna pull my yarn through. I'm gonna make 1, 2 chains. I'm gonna go in here. Let me just lay this out. So this is where I'm going, okay, with my needle, and I'm gonna make 1, 2 chains. Now I'm going back on this side, as you can see, and I'm gonna make a slip stitch, and then 1, 2, and through here I'm gonna make 1, 2 chains. Actually, I'm making 1 chain rather, sorry. And then I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna make 2 half double crochets, then 1, 2 chains, 1 chain, sorry, 1 chain, and then I'm gonna go through here, 1, 2 chains, and I'm gonna go back in here. Okay, so you should have something that's starting to look like this, and then I'm gonna go 1. Now you can make 1, 2, 3 chains, go in here, 1, 2, 3 chains in here, 1, 2, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna join this side, okay? So what we want to do is we want to eventually go like this to join them. So I'm just gonna make 3 chains, and then I'm gonna make a slip stitch. I'm gonna pull it, oops, okay, let's fix this. Okay, so I'm gonna pull it through, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and make 1 chain. I'm gonna go in this stitch here. Let me show you right here. See the edge? We have 2 edges at the top. This is where I'm going in, okay? So I'm gonna go in here from the back, and I'm gonna pull my yarn through, and I'm gonna go in here and make 2 double crochets. I'm gonna pull my yarn through, and what you have is something that looks like this. Let me move my needle. That looks like this, okay? And then what you want to do is, oops, my camera is shaking. You want to go 1, 2 chains. You're going to take your needle out, and you're pushing your needle in here, okay? And then 1, 2 chains, push your needle in here, 1, 2 chains here, 1, 2 chains, and you're going to go in this stitch here, and 1, 2 chains in here, and then 1, 2 chains, sorry, 1 chain rather. When you get to the edge, 1 chain, and we're making 2 double crochets in here, and I'm gonna pull my yarn through, 1 chain, go in here and pull my yarn through, and then 1 chain, and we're gonna go in here and we're gonna make 2 double crochets, then 1, 2, 3 chains, go in here, and then 1, 2, 3 chains again in here, and then 1. So now we're doing 1 chain, okay, because we're going to keep going around. Now what we're going to start working on is this part, okay? We're working on here now. So I'm just going to go in my first stitch, okay, and I'm going to use my marker because I want to mark where I did my first stitch. I'm just going to put my marker here, and then I'm going to make 1, 2, 3 chains. I'm going to go over this stitch here, and I'm gonna keep making 3 chains. Okay, in the next stitch, 1 2 3, in the next chain space, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, and you're gonna keep going around like that. Oops, let's fix that. So you pretty much get the idea of what we're doing. Okay, you're gonna keep going around like that. Okay, so when you get here, you're gonna make 1 chain and you're gonna go in here, okay, where you have the slip stitch, and you're gonna make a double crochet. You're gonna make 1 2 3 chains. So every time you get to your marker, you're making a slip stitch. You're gonna keep making a slip stitch in here, okay? But the rest is all 3 chains going around, okay? So you'll continue going around. So once you continue going around, you're gonna have something that looks like this, okay? And when you have something that looks like this, what you're gonna do is, so it's up to you how large you want your little handbag to be. So once you have this, right, we're gonna join the bottom part. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make 3 chains. Actually, sorry, we're joining, so we're making 2 chains. 1 2 chains, and we're gonna go in here in this stitch here, okay? 1 2 chain on the opposite side. Over here, 1 2 chains on the opposite side, 1 2, back on this side. So you're going back and forth, okay? You're going back and forth. So you're supposed to have something that's starting to look like that, okay? So we're gonna go in here, and then in this stitch, oops, my needle came out as always. And then in this stitch, back over here, 1 2, over here, 1 2, see? So just back and forth with 2 stitch to close your bottom of your bag or your purse. And when I woke up this morning, I thought about this little handbag. It just popped in my mind this morning, and I just gathered all my yarn before I head out for work. And I started working on this on my lunchtime, and I kept working on it until I was pretty much finished. Okay, so this is what you have. So this is what it looks like at the bottom. So the bottom of your bag is finished, and what we're gonna do now is we're gonna work on the handle. Okay, so I will show you how to work on the handle. So we're gonna go into the top because this is the bottom where you're gonna keep doing your chain stitch. Okay, but this is gonna be the top part of your bag. So you want to make sure that it's even. So again, we're going to need our marker. We're going to move the marker from here now because we don't need it there anymore, and we're going to mark. Let's mark on this side because I'm going to start on the other side. Okay, I'm not going to show you the full length of the strap of the bag because it's going to take forever, but you'll get the idea once I start showing you. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start here. Let me make sure. So we're starting here, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to make 1, 2, 3 chains, okay? And we're going to make in total 5 double crochets. Okay, and we're going to pull our yarn out, and what we're making is something similar to our buds. Okay, so we're going to go back in our first stitch, pull our yarn through, and we're going to make 1, 2, 3 chains. We're going to go in here and we're going to make 5 double crochets in total. Pull our yarn through, and then we're going to turn, okay, so 5 half double crochet, put our needle in our first stitch, which will be this chain stitch, and we're going to pull our yarn through, and 1, 2, 3, go back in and make 5 half double crochets. Okay, take our needle out, put our needle in our first half double crochet stitch, pull our yarn through, and we're going to turn, and 1, 2, 3 chains, and we're going to keep going. Okay, we're going to turn, And we're going to put our needle through. And we're going to pull. And we're almost there. So what you have is something that's starting to look like this, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to join it at the bottom. So I just want you to see how I join it, okay? So let me just go like this. We're almost there. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push my needle through and pull it, and then 1, 2. Okay, so we're almost there. Let me remove my marker. My marker is in the way. There. And we're pretty much finished. Okay. Sorry. And there you have it. So you have your bag handle. Okay. So this is what it looks like in real life, as they would say. Okay, so here's your bag. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And until next time, many blessings to you. Take care. Bye for now.